one of the first things I did was say, listen, if I want to understand how this new world works, I can't just sit at my desk. I have to get out and get dirty and go and meet these guys in their natural habitat, if you like. It's basically, 101 social anthropology skills. You go and find out what they're up to. And so I went down to an investment banking conference they had down in Nice in the south of France. And I walked in, and it was basically a conference to discuss CDOs. And I sat there, in the conference room listening to all this stuff. And up on the stage, there were PowerPoints explaining how CDOs worked and discussions about the market. And frankly, it was completely incomprehensible to me, most of what they were saying, because they were speaking this weird language that, didn't mean anything to anyone outside the world. So while I was sitting there feeling, quite mystified and a bit bored, I started flicking through the biographies of the speakers, and I spotted in the biographies that a lot of them had used to work at JP Morgan. So a break comes along in the presentations, and I speak to my neighbor sitting next to me in the conference theater and say, why these guys, why did they all used to work at JP Morgan? Because back in the early part of this decade, the presumption tended to be that it was Goldman Sachs alumni who were running the world and very powerful. And he said to me, this guy in the conference theater, well, the Morgan Maffia created the credit derivatives market. They didn't actually invent the products, but they created the whole marketplace, and they're still very powerful. And so I got intrigued and thought, well, maybe I should try and start tracking down some of the Morgan Maffia, as they say, and see what they had to say.